Yo, people, welcome back to the channel. Got the sound on the YouTube video. Bit of a mistake there, but yeah, be up everyone for joining, and we are live for. Um, we are going to talk a bit about the relegation battle. Who will survive the struggle? Is the big question. Will it be Forest after their points deduction? Will it be Everton? Will it be Luton, or potentially Brentford could be dragged into it? Who knows? But yeah, to discuss it all with me, I'll introduce him first. Regular, most of you guys know him. It's of course Tyler. Be up yourself.
Big up yourself, mate.
And then we got two new guys. Two new guy and woman. I don't know. Two new people on the channel. Rod, Forest fan, so he can cheer up a bit now. Cheer
Hello.
up a bit. He's seeing the mighty Forest again in action.
Yes.
And then we've got Rose, Everton fan, who's not been the happiest of late with a club, especially after that points deduction out there. So yeah, yeah. Rose, you good? You guys good?
Hey, yeah. Good, thanks. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let me just switch this. Let's put Rose there. Yeah, you guys are below. Bottom, you guys are in the bottom right. So that's you guys bottom. But yeah, we waiting on Steve to join soon. Then we'll get into Brentford. But think where we should start is with the team that's in the relegation zone, unfortunately, for them this season. That's Nottingham Forest.
Yes.
Um,
Unfortunately.
uh,
Yeah. Actually, I just talk about it a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on your season?
Yeah. I mean, it's not nothing's not been happening. Everything's been happening really. So for the very start of the season, it's been a bit chaotic, to be honest, with all the players coming in again, and yeah, it's just been a bit chaotic throughout the whole season. It's not really ever got going, to be honest. I think it's been very stop-start with form. We've had a few good results for sure, but yeah, there's been a lot of unrest in ways. You know, they're changing manager, losing Steve Cooper, bringing in Nuno Espirito Santo. It's been a lot of changes been going on. I think the ownership's incredibly ambitious, but I feel that sometimes kind of holds us back a little bit. Like it puts maybe a bit of pressure on us. And obviously the big thing now with the points deduction, that could definitely play a big part. Obviously Everton have got exactly the same, so it just spices this whole relegation battle up, really, doesn't it? Unfortunately, we're one of the teams that's been affected by it. So yeah, it's there's an awful lot's been happening. Unfortunately, I've got faith in us, but we do definitely need to step up a bit because our form's been too inconsistent, especially of late. We've had quite a bit of bad luck, to be honest, but that's football. We just got to knuckle down, really, haven't we, and just deal with it ourselves on the pitch. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah.
We got guys.
Yeah. If yeah. So Rod, I just wanted to chip in there with what. Of course, you will know more than us. The points deduction.
Yeah.
Was it fair? Was it maybe too little, too much? In your opinion, with all the stuff?
Yeah, I think it was probably the right decision, really. Ultimately we broke the rules in some form, so I feel it's only right we get some kind of punishment. And I think a lot of us thought it was going to be more than 4 points deducted. Obviously, we seemingly got let off a bit lightly because we cooperated with the commission. I think it could have easily been 6. I think a lot of us thought it would be 10 at first. So 4 is a very good outcome in what it could have been. I think our argument is we had to spend a lot of money to compete, and I think that's a very true fact. The Premier League now, if you don't spend money, seemingly, and you can do it without spending, like Luton haven't spent much and they've been giving it a really good go. So you don't have to spend millions, but the way we've approached it, we have, and that's our argument as to why we've done it. At the end of the day, we still broke the rules by about 35 million, I think, over the threshold. So I think it probably was the right decision. It was the right decision. But of course, we've appealed it, so it's not over just yet. We could even get some points back for all we know. So, yeah, I'd say it was fair.
Yeah. Anyone else want to chip in there on Forest?
I quite liked your statement. I think that Everton, when we got our deduction, tried to be very diplomatic and it kind of hinted to the top 6, basically like City and Chelsea. It was obvious. I think Everton did name those 2 clubs that they were eager to see what happened to those 2 teams. I think we all know that not much will. But yeah, I think I don't know if it was your owner or I read the statement and I thought it was quite strong. It's clear that both our teams have broken the rules, but personally, I just don't agree with points deductions unless you're in administration. That's my view on it. From an Everton point of view, they docked us worse initially than if we had got into administration, and so it just kind of builds the larger, there's a group of Everton fans that just think that there's a conspiracy kind of just to send Everton down, and then when they do that, it becomes hard then for me to not sit there and go, maybe there is something in it. But yeah, I do think, obviously, when I can't speak for Forest, but when you're run by incompetent people like Everton have been, then we have to take the punishment. It's just a shame for the fans.
Can I say something? Sorry.
Yeah.
I just think it's so wrong that our so-called smaller teams, we keep being labelled as smaller teams, and I don't think we are. We're all Premiership teams, and we're all in our right to, be here. Get done for this. I hate that. I really do. And the same for Forest, same for Everton. I mean, I know Everton were a giant at one stage, a real giant in football. And I think you could still come good again, maybe Everton someday. But obviously, with all this mess going on at the moment, it's not looking likely. But, okay, it's helping us, and I feel sorry for you guys. You guys play at Everton and Forest. I really do, but it's kind of keeping us away from it. And, so I'm not gloating or anything, but obviously it's helping us. It probably might help Luton as well. But, I do feel sorry for these clubs that are, Forest were also a giant at one stage. Let's not forget Europe, won Europe on a lot of occasions and whatever. So you had a fantastic team. Was it the 80s, 70s, 80s? Great teams, Yeah. In 90s, I think, was a great team as well. So, so I think we all deserve to have our day still in the Premiership, and I think it's going to get spoiled if they go down by this way. It's better to fight it out rather than go by points deducted. I think he's wrong. Even Sheffield United, Burnley. Don't forget. We all count those 2 out. We've lost to them. We've lost to Sheffield United. We lost to Burnley. There's no divine right to beat those teams. So, they may look like they're down and out, but who knows? Anyway, guys, I've gone on a bit too long here. Sorry about this.
No
Anyway,
worries.
yeah,
Got some comments here. Um, from Chris Nottingham first. Need to trim this squad down. Got far too many players, just like Chelsea. Not as bad as Chelsea with 50 plus players. Yeah. I know. I get it. But Reds, of course, you will know how many
Yeah,
players you guys have on the books.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. We've definitely got too many players. Yeah, it's definitely true.
yeah. How many players you like, even if you stay up or go down, players you want to sell, like a rough number?
Uh, yeah. To be honest, I don't really want like a lot of change again. I think, especially if we stay up, we need to try and stabilize because I think all this, huge amount of signings hasn't really helped us. I think it was a lot of it was required, but some of it probably wasn't. So probably we've got a lot of players out on loan. So I think most of those can probably just be sold on.
can you keep Gibbs White, by the way? Do you think you'll keep him? Because he's there's a lot of interest in him now, isn't there?
Yeah, it'd be tough. I mean,
Mm.
obviously, I really hope we keep hold of him, and with Murillo as well. He's been linked with other big clubs, and with the FFP thing, we could even be forced to sell both of them or one of them, and that's something as well that I think is really frustrating. Not only points deductions, but being basically forced to sell, one of your key assets. It just makes it even harder to compete. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. But I could see one of them leave. If I'm honest, it's just
Good player.
unfortunate.
Good player, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
Brad says this to you. It's fair. Why appeal and of saying Johnson should have been sold earlier?
Mm. Yeah, it's weird with Johnson because we could have sold him earlier, but
To us,
we would have got
basically. Yeah.
yeah to Brentford. We could have got. But I think that's it's the weird thing with that is like we actually waited and got more money for him, and yet we've been punished for that in ways. So it kind of like we got a better deal for ourselves, but if we had sold him before June, I think it was, to Brentford, it would have been fine. So that's the really confusing thing about what's right and what's wrong. And I have to agree with that comment. I think it probably was a fair thing, and I think a lot of Forest fans didn't want us to appeal because I think a lot of us are worried that maybe we might get points added on. And there has been a report I saw from Sky Sports saying that it won't happen, but you can never be too sure. But for me, I would have been fine if we hadn't have appealed and just tried get results on the pitch. That's what matters. But it's a bit of a mess, really, the whole situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rose, to you, this one. Saying points is a fair way if you haven't got money back owners.
Yeah, I get that. I do get it. I just think then it should be consistent across the board, and it hasn't been because Chelsea were also in trouble with this kind of thing, but they settled it by paying more money. So yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's like, well, hit Mashiri, obviously our owner. Hit Mashiri then. Like if it's a money thing. So anyway, I think we should move on.
Yeah. And don't break the rules if you can't handle the points, Stephen.
Well, great point. Not break the rules, no.
Yep, that's to yourself. And then Greek owner don't care about any English rules. Um,
Yeah, Manakis doesn't hold back, really.
Frost won't get any back. Yeah, I think most Frost fans would hope that, but yeah, it maybe never know. Maybe it backfires instead of getting points back because the things they have to look back into it and maybe they missed something. So yeah. I think most of us on year thought they would get the same. I don't know the ins and outs about the whole situation, like what exactly rules were broken and that. But yeah, let's see.
These saying broke the rules 115 times, like a certain city, and they won't get done, will they? Because they're a massive team with loads of money. They're
Well,
never going to
I
get
think
done.
the thing with City is it
Mm.
115 is a lot more than I think Everton will. How many were Everton? 10?
So basically, like the short story is Everton spent 19.5 million more than we should have, but it was for the stadium. We still broke the rules. Like we sold Gordon, so it's like the same year. We sold Gordon, we sold Richarlison, to try and like not break the rules to be within the bounds. But so they spent 19.5 more on the stadium that's going to be open soon, breaking the rules, and then that's why we had to go to court. So basically, my thought is that Everton should have hired slightly better lawyers that were maybe a bit more evasive, because we did comply. Like at every turn, Everton, a little bit like Forest, would say, "We're complying, we're being open, we're being honest and transparent." And it's like, oh, for doing that, here's a points deduction. Whereas, the Premier League can't get Man City inside a courtroom, and they have had no kind of sanctions. So hopefully it's the end of it. But the thing with Everton is that we could have another points deduction before the season ends. So we'll see for like another breach. So, yeah.
Players greed causes a lot of it. Yeah, high wages. I think. I know a lot about high wages and stuff like that. Of course, as last transfer window, having to sell most of those players. So yeah. But where is this comment now? Forest can still survive football games, and that leads us straight to this point of Forest. Wait, we have a look at your guys' fixtures this season. I'm just going to take this away. So you've got Crystal Palace at home, Fulham at home, Tottenham away, Wolves at home, Everton away. I think that's another big game. I know I think someone. Does Luton have Everton again this season?
Yeah, we've got them at home a bit later on
Yeah.
in the season. So
That's again another game. Then City at home, Sheffield away, Chelsea at home, which at this stage you might beat us. Who knows? Then
Easy one.
Burnley away.
Hmm.
Let's quickly run through it. Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace. Rads, you can. How many points do you reckon you get from that game?
Yeah, it's the first time I've played since this points deduction. So, yeah, no game's easy, especially not with our form at all. Like, we're not really that confident against a lot of teams right now. But I do think we can win that game. I think Palace under their new manager, it's going to be probably harder than what it would be under Roy Hodgson if he was still there. But I do feel Palace certainly won't make it easy for us. I don't think there'll be too many goals in the game. I think it could be quite a tight one. So, yeah, I think of all the games left, it's one of those ones that we probably have a more realistic chance of winning, because we do have some tough games there, but we certainly have some games we should be aiming to win and can win. And I think that's one of them, to be honest.
Okay. I'm going to go for drawing that one. Rose, win or draw Forest against Palace?
Yeah, to be honest, I could see Forest winning that one.
3 points. Tyler?
it's a difficult one, this one, because for me, also going back to the points deduction thing quickly, at the same time, like you were saying earlier, it was only 4 points, it could have been worse, it could have been the same as Everton. And I also look at it, you would say, you look at Forest's next 2 games, for example, you look at our next 2 games, we've got Arsenal and Tottenham away, it's difficult, you've got to be realistic for us to get anything out of them 2 games. So the way I look at it, it's a good opportunity for Forest to, get some points here against these 2 sides. So I could see a Forest win, but I'm going to go for a draw as well. I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay. Mr. B.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tight one. Sorry, mate.
Forest Palace.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a tight one actually, because I think Palace are looking to get some results together now as well. So under their new manager, it's going to be a new manager bounce. So I think it will be a draw as well. I'm going to go 1-1 as well for this one.
Okay, so majority says a draw. So
Yeah.
we will jot it down as a point for us in that game. Fulham at home. Right, you can start again.
Yeah, I think it's a lot harder. Down the years, I know you want to pay attention to this. We actually haven't got a very good record against Fulham, so that's one thing that I'm aware of. But I think Fulham, they've not been quite as good as last season, but they've had a lot of very good results. Like they just beat Man United, obviously, and they beat Spurs just before the international break. So I do think that's going to be quite a tough one, if I'm honest. Like I could see us losing that one or getting a point. So I'd say a point. It's a push. I think it'd be a tough one, that.
Yeah. I'm going to go a loss for you guys, unfortunately.
I could see that.
Anyone else think Forest get a point?
I think Fulham will win it. I think they're a very underrated team, Fulham, and we think they're going to lose most games, and they come out winning most of the time. So against big teams, United and all that, you beat them, haven't they? So I think it'll be a close one. I'll go 2-1 Fulham for that one.
2-1 Fulham. Tyler, win, draw.
Yeah, again, I'm going to go 2-1 Fulham. Again, it's they are one of them underrated teams that you would say. It's like Chris says in the comments. So if they were at home, you would 9 times out of 10 you back them this year, just with how good they've been. Like say some of the results they've had is absolutely phenomenal. They had a couple of 5-0s. Obviously, one of them was against Forest. They had the win against Tottenham last time out in the Premier League. So they do get them really good wins at home. But because it is at Forest, I do believe it will be a bit closer. But I can either see a 1-1 or Fulham edging it. So I'll go 2-1 Fulham.
2-1 Fulham, Rose.
Yeah, I'll go for a draw. That one as well. Because I think something to counter it and to put in as well, when we got our points deduction, we won 4 on the bounce. Like, I think it angered the players, because they've been working so hard and they were like, so when we got the 10 points taken away, we beat like Chelsea, we beat Newcastle 3-1 or something. So don't be surprised if Forest go on the same kind of run just because their players are more fired up.
Okay, maybe. Tottenham away.
Yeah, I think
that's a chance.
I can't really be too deluded here. I think that'd be probably a loss because our away form's just awful. So, as long as I see a good performance in that one, honestly, I'd take that. But I'm probably going to have to say a loss to us there, unfortunately.
Yeah. Anyone backing for us to get a point or 3 points?
Who's it Spurs lost to the other day? Was it Fulham they lost to? Was it Fulham?
Yeah.
Oh, so it can happen. You never know. I mean, Fulham can do that. I mean, I might go for an upset here. I'm going to go 2-1 Forest for this one.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll take that.
No worries, mate. Yeah, see if you can do it, though. Hope you can do it.
Yeah. Rose, Tyler, Forest win, draw, no chance.
I think a loss. Yeah, Tottenham's home form. They always find a way. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I echo that as well. Tottenham.
Oh, sorry, is that away, that one? Was it away?
Away.
sorry. I think I'll change. Sorry, Dor. I'm going to change that, man. Sorry. Is it Dor? Is it your name, Dor? Yeah.
Red.
Rads.
Red. Sorry, man. Sorry, Reds. I'm thinking of Dor, the other guy. You know, this big Forest fan, Dor.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
usually on the. Sorry, man. Yeah. Sorry, guy. I'm going to go 3-1. Sorry, mate. I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs. Sorry about that.
You built my hopes up for a moment.
Yeah, if you was at home, I would have gone for you lot, but
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Sorry about
Wolves at home.
Yeah, that's another tough one. I mean, I think it's similar to Fulham, actually. I think it's a game where it's not completely out the picture to get a result. But I think Wolves are in really good form, to be honest. Like they're well in the European race. So we actually haven't beaten Wolves since we've been back in the Premier League. So I might have to say we might lose that one, you know. I think it'd be a tough one.
Okay.
that. No, you know what?
I'll go draw.
I'm going to go
Okay.
win. I'm going to go Forest win that one.
Okay.
Because I just think, we beat Wolves a few games back, 2-0, so they're not unbeatable. So, I think you will beat them this time, mate. And I'm going to I'm going to stick with this, right? 2-0 Forest. I'm going, all right?
Okay. Rose.
Yeah, I
Wolves.
agree with Mr. B, actually, because I watched the Coventry Wolves semi-final. Wolves had so many injuries, and Coventry dominated them, like the whole game. The only player that I think is really, really good for Wolves is that Nori. Like, keep him quiet, and I think you could easily get a result against them. They've got so many injuries.
Okay. Tyler.
Again, it's one of them similar to the Fulham game. If it's at Fulham, it'd be hard not to back them. But obviously, because it is at Forest, I'm gonna go with a draw in this one. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Draw. Okay. Now there's 2 for draw and 2 for win. Red. You said a Forest loss, right?
Yeah, I feel like the negative one here now. Like I could definitely get something from that game, but I just feel like it's a big ask to get something from Wolves and Fulham, because I just feel that they're two underrated sides, as we've mentioned.
But you now need to pick. Are you going for win or draw? Because
I'll go for a draw.
go for a draw. Okay. Everton, Forest. We need to keep this game also in mind for when we do Forest.
Well, like I say, with our way form, it's not great, but I do feel we can get something from that. So I'll go for a draw there.
Rose.
Yeah, fair. Our home form's pretty bad, so I'll take that.
Draw. Yeah, I will probably also go with a draw. Mr. B, Tyler.
Yeah, go on, Ty. You go first, man.
Now this one, depending on how we're doing, by the time I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this one. This will be, massive for us to have a look at. Hopefully by then. It's difficult to separate both for me because, like Rose says, Everton are not great at home. We know over the years that the home games can, dig them through results. At times, you look at a couple of seasons ago when they stayed up. Obviously, it's a 1-0 win, I believe, and that obviously kept them up, as we all know. So there is them type of games they do have, every now and then. But it's difficult because how big it could be for both teams as well. And at that time, it's difficult to pick a winner for me. So again, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw.
Okay, Steve.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I think it's going to be a draw here, 1-1. Yep.
Okay. Then that's a draw. So let me just add that. City at home.
Yeah, probably about as hard as it gets. We did get a draw here last season somehow, which felt like a win to us. To be honest, it was that incredible. I mean, we scored an amazing team goal against them where every player touched the ball. I don't know. at home, even this season, we've not been quite as good, if I'm honest, but we still have put in some good performances against Liverpool and Man United. We beat Man United. I just think City is too far. I would have to say we'd have to lose it. I don't think we'll get thrashed or anything. I think we can be in it, but I think it's just a bit too much for us to get something there.
Yeah. Also, to keep in mind, if City do progress in the Champions League and go through to the semi-final, 2 days later they will be playing in the semi-final, first leg. So maybe, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to go for a shock here. I reckon you get a point.
Ooh,
Get a,
Fair enough.
you take
Steve.
that, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I think City are going to win. I just can't see Forest getting anything here. It's just, especially if City are going on their run, mad run like they usually do at the end of the season. I'm sorry, mate. Sorry, man. I'm going to go 3-1 to City. At least you're going to get a goal. Get a goal. So.
Yeah, probably right.
Ty.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, obviously you said draw. I mean, last year it was a draw, but I think this time it's, slightly different circumstances. Like Steve said, obviously Man City, chasing, obviously to get that Premier League. But I do think it will be a close game because it is at the City ground. I'm going to go 2-1 City.
2-1 City. Rose.
Yeah, City win, I'm afraid.
2-1. Okay. Then Sheffield United against Forest. Away from home against Sheffield. I'm going to back you guys to get 3 points, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I've already mentioned our away form's not great, but this is probably our best shot of winning. I mean, we have beaten Newcastle and Chelsea away this season. That's all we've done, which is very impressive results. But yeah, I'm actually going to back us here on the road to get a win. I'd be disappointed if we don't because they've just been so poor this season. So yeah, I'll go a Forest win there.
Forest win. Okay. Anyone disagree with that? Okay.
Well, I mean, the thing is, from speaking of experience of losing to a bottom team like that, who we shouldn't really lose to, so you never know. And they are fighting for their lives, Sheffield United and Burnley, of course. So you got to. I don't know. I think Forest will just nick a win. I think it'd be 2-1, something like that. Yeah.
And force you play the mighty Chelsea.
Oh, that's a win for Forest.
I'm going to write it down as a draw. Because we don't have a good record against you guys.
No, actually.
And you beat us this season already. So, yeah.
No, we haven't actually lost to Chelsea since we've been back in the Premier League. So we've had a very good record against them. I actually strangely have more faith in us winning this than against like Fulham and Wolves because it's just the kind of game that Forest will really turn up for and go for because we've done it enough times. So
yeah.
I don't know. Chelsea could easily win this one, but I could also easily see us getting something. Like that's probably the most 50-50 one for me here. So I'm gonna say a draw, but it could go anyway. That one, I think Chelsea are that unpredictable. We're that unpredictable as well. So I'll go a draw.
Okay. Anybody got a first one?
The thing is, I think Chelsea are starting to pick up a bit. You are starting to get results together. So, I think Chelsea will win it. I'm sorry. Is it? Do you say? Oh no, it's at Forest, isn't it? Yeah, but I still think they might just nick this 2-1 Chelsea. I think.
I would love to. Ty.
Yeah, I'm on the same wavelength as Steve. I think Chelsea might just edge it. I can just see, towards the end of the season, I can see with Chelsea them just actually looking pretty good, and then next season they might capitalise on it. But we shall see. 2-1 as well. Yeah.
Okay, Rose, you've got a deciding vote then.
Um,
Points
I'm going to go
or-
for a draw for Forest, actually, because I didn't know that they hadn't beaten them since they've been promoted. Chelsea hadn't beaten them. So, again, if it's like this penultimate game of the season, so yeah, I'll go for a draw.
Yeah. Burnley Forest, last game of the season. By the time this game happens, maybe Forest might be down already. Maybe Burnley have somehow snuck their way into this.
Yeah.
Predictions?
Well, Burnley, I think they've got a bit more about them than Sheffield United. I mean, they've got a good win against Brentford before the international break, obviously.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for that.
So too, mind you. But yeah, I think that they're slightly giving themselves just a glimmer of hope there, but I do feel they're probably down still. We've already played them twice this season in the cup and the league, and we looked pretty poor against them. It was pretty early on in the season. So I'm hoping this is not a game which we must be winning on the last day to stay in the league, but I actually might go for a draw here. I think, like Sheffield United, it's a game we really should be getting a win from, or we have it in us to get a win from, but I'm going to say a draw.
Last game, I reckon you get a win. Anyone gone for a draw?
Yeah, as already been said, we lost to Burnley. I don't know how and why, but we did. And so you never know. But I think it's actually going to be a draw here. I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay. Ty?
I'm gonna say Forest win. Obviously by then, it's pretty much done now, isn't it, for Burnley and Sheffield United? So be interested to see what it's like for obviously that third spot essentially. But I think Forest will win that. And they might even if they are maybe to go down there, I think they'll end it on a high either way. Like these teams sort of do last game of the season, and then have a bit of motivation going into next season. So yeah, Forest win.
Okay, Forest win. Rose?
Yeah, agree.
Forest win. Okay, so then we've got it as Forest to get 10 points from these last games. That would put them on 31 points. So we've got Forest on 31 points. Next, we'll move on to Everton, who's just above the relegation zone. Rose, your season so far?
No surprise. Third year of the same. It wasn't a shock. It's not a shock that we're there again. I think it's unfair on Dyche. I'm not going to talk about the deduction much now, but Dyche has come in. He's made Everton a hard-working, hard-to-beat, steady team that should really be around 13th, 14th, shouldn't be in this again. But ultimately, we can't put the ball in the back of the net. So what are you going to do? It's just the same thing. You can only keep selling your best players and keep chopping and changing managers and directors of football and expecting success. So, yeah, it's not a surprise for any of us, I don't think.
Okay. Were you... no one else got anything to add on Everton?
Well, the thing was, actually, I thought with Everton, right, when you had them points deducted, you actually started going on a great run.
Mhm.
You was on a mad run because you had
4
the
in a
points
row.
deducted, and that really give you a kick, didn't it? And I
Yeah.
thought, well, so then what happened? Then you stopped scoring for some reason. Like you got because you had who's that new guy you had? Was it Beto? Was it Beto? One you
Yeah.
brought in?
Yeah.
And because I remember I think I spoke to you on was it on your channel earlier this season, last year, sorry. And and you said, oh yeah, he looks good, and he might do something, and then he stopped scoring. Then he got Calvert-Lewin, who's not always fit, unfortunately. So where are you going to get the goals from? But then again, you scored some against us. So anyway, but yeah, but I just think it's a shame, really. You haven't got a proper, goal scorer up front who's
No.
consistent. And if you had, I think you got a good chance because, as Dyche always gets his team defensively right and tighter and stuff, but you just need the goal. So it is a shame, really. But you might get somebody coming into form with some goals, and that might help you. So never say never. But if you get the points again deducted and stuff, then that's a real issue, isn't it? So
Just quickly, your points deduction, was it fair in your opinion?
I think there definitely should have been a punishment. But it's a personal opinion. I just don't think it's fair on the fans. If Bar had Mashiri in the board and people at the top of Everton are running it into the ground basically for the last 30 years, for me, it's just not. It's not fair to then punish the match-going fans that. Okay, we chalk that win off. We chalk that draw off. We chalk that last-minute equaliser that you scored away. It's for me. I won't think the points deductions are fair on any team. I'm not advocating it for City or for Chelsea or for Forest. It's not just because it's Everton. Like I don't agree with them.
Okay.
I think
fair enough. So anybody else got a question to Rose on Everton? Anything like that? Nobody? Okay. Then let's get into your fixtures, which, let's be honest, does not look good.
No.
It does not look good. So what we'll do, if Rose says a win and I say a draw, then I will say who says a draw, then you guys can just basically raise your hands or give a thumbs up if you agree. First game. We do have a game in hand as well. We need to remember that. And this is it the first game that's the game in hand?
I think the Liverpool one was postponed actually. So we were supposed to play. Yeah, we were supposed to play Liverpool last week, I think. Yeah, so I think it's that one. About the Bournemouth one, I think a draw. We don't do well away there. We've got a pretty good home record against them, but away we actually tend to lose. So I'm going to go for a draw for the first one.
Draw. Bournemouth away. I'm going to go for a loss, unfortunately.
On the green. I'm sorry, Rose, but I think Bournemouth might win that.
Okay. Bournemouth win. Ty, Reds, Everton win. Draw.
I go a draw there. I think
draw.
I know Everton haven't got a good record there, but I think they can get a draw.
Draw. Okay. Ty deciding.
I'm going to go with Bournemouth narrow win in this one. I'm going to go 2-1. I think as well from that game, obviously what they did against us, as much as it weren't great defensively from us, they'll have a lot of motivation for me, with that the way they come back in that game. I just feel it might go into this one. But it'll be a tight game. It'll be a tight game either way, I believe.
Okay, so unfortunately you don't get anything from that one. Newcastle away, of course, we saw what he did against him in the reverse fixture.
Yeah.
Any hope? Of course, Lewis Miley also injured for Newcastle now.
Yeah, I think a loss. We don't do well there. And I think, like you say, we did well in the reverse one. That was after the points deduction. The players were fired up. Dyche was fired up. The crowd was angry. It's different going away to Newcastle. Yeah, I think a loss.
A loss, fair enough. Yeah, I'm also going with a loss. Anyone gone different than a loss? Nobody.
I think it'd be a loss, but I just think it'd be 2-0 because I just don't know where the goals from Everton's going to come from. This is the problem. So,
yeah, exactly.
Newcastle are struggling, to be honest, as well. But
Okay.
Will be a win.
Yeah.
Burnley at home.
Oh,
Sean
come on, we haven't got to win that.
Yeah,
Former team.
a win. I can see like Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal there. So like we have to get the wins from somewhere. So yeah, Burnley at home. We have to put some of the chances away because Everton have been creating loads of chances. We played United before the break away from home. And I don't know how we didn't score. Like we gave them 2 penalties and they converted both of them and we missed about 10 chances. We had 20 shots on goal away at Old Trafford. So at some point we have to score. And you feel like the Burnley one, I'll go for like a 2-0. Yeah, a win.
2-0. Okay.
I agree with that, actually. I think, you should be beating Burnley. I know it's all right, it's us saying that, but we should have done. But anyway, but there you go. But I think you'll have enough for Burnley. A 2-0.
Okay. 2-0. Anyone think Burnley gets something?
No, I think Everton win there as well.
Okay. Everton win. Everyone's gone with Everton win. Chelsea.
I know we beat you guys earlier in the season, but again, it's away. I see a draw as the best outcome, to be honest. I think we drew last season, actually. I think Sims scored in the last minute to equalise. Was it Sims or Branthwaite last year to equalise? I just think you'll have too much for us, but I'll be optimistic and I'll go for a draw.
I think you get a draw.
Okay.
Chelsea fans gone 2-2 for that one, by the way.
Yeah, it was 2-2 last season.
Yeah, last year. 2-2.
Sims with the 90th minute equalise, eh?
I'm going 1-1 for that one.
Draw. Anyone gone with Chelsea win or Everton win?
I'll go draw as well. I think it'd be tough, but I think they could get something. So I'll go draw.
1-1 draw for me.
I'm a draw, so everyone gone with a draw. Everton Forest, we've done that one and we've said a draw as well in that one. Everton Liverpool
lose, move on. Yeah, don't want to talk about it. Hate the derby. I will take a 2-0 defeat right now, so it's not 4 or 5. Yeah, no, I hate those 2 games. I wish we just wouldn't play them and we just say, right, have the 6 points. It sounds defeatist, but we're hopeless. I'm convinced that Liverpool could put out, I always say there's 11 red cones, static red cones, and Everton would somehow manage to score an own goal and not win. I think we've got such like a psychological block. So yeah, loss, and I think everyone would agree.
Okay. And then we've got Everton against
Chris is going for you to get a draw in that, by the way, 0-0 against Chris Welch.
I'm really trying to be positive. I think as an Everton fan, like I've just been ranting on the channel for 3 or 4 years. I'm really trying to be positive, so I don't want to talk about the Liverpool one. We're not getting a draw. Like I can say win. No, it's not happening. Everton, Brentford.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
See
well,
if
you beat
maybe
us
you can
already,
help
didn't you, last season? Last year you beat us, didn't you? So,
Yeah. Yeah. I think I have to go for a win because we're running out of games. We've got Arsenal away that we never do well. So yeah, I'm gonna have to
be
go for
fair,
it.
we are beatable, Rose. So we know that at the moment. So you can beat us. So who
See,
knows?
of course, this will count later as well for when we go on to Brentford.
Yeah,
I'd like to say we get something, but I don't know. I'm not so confident this time. Actually, you know what? I will go for a draw here. I think we might get a point. We'll go 1-1.
Okay. Red.
I think that could definitely be a draw, but I have a feeling Everton might win that narrowly. So yeah, I'll go 1-0 Everton there.
1 Everton. Ty.
Yeah, I can see Everton edging it as well, to be honest. I'm going to say 2-1 to Everton.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Chelsea fan. He's got 2-1 Brentford.
Yeah, I will back Everton 1. No, let's go draw, but doesn't really matter. It's been 3-1, so that's 8 points so far. So let's just remember that 3. Luton, Everton, not a good
think a
record
loss.
so far.
I think it's
Loss.
going to be a Ross Barkley and Andros Townsend masterclass, and they're going to laugh at us and laugh at all of the Everton fans in my comments that were like, "Rose, do you want Ross Barkley back? Are you mad?" No, I don't think I was mad. We have nobody that can do what he does. Ball carrying midfielder, can shoot from outside the box, links up with the centre forward. Why would we want that? And I'm happy for him.
For England as well. Yeah.
I don't like the way I don't like the way he left us, but that was 6 years ago. I'm happy that he's found his form again and is happy in the Premier League. So yeah, I'm going to put it down as a loss. I think it's a classic game that Everton are probably not going to turn up for, and Luton, I've been really impressed with their fight, and they've narrowly lost games and deserve more from them. So I just think Everton in that one will probably not turn up.
Okay. Ty?
Yeah, it's, I look at the next 3 away games and I'll be honest, I can't see us getting anything. So the home games are the ones I approach, because they are also, still a few of them that obviously teams that are going to be around us as well. Obviously, Brentford being that, obviously Everton there. Obviously, we just played Forest as well. So for me, they're the type of games that we need to really show what Kenilworth Road's about. So for me, we need to try and win that game, and I think we will. I think it'll be tight, but I think we'll edge it. So yeah, I'll say we win that.
Yeah, I'm going Luton. I'm going Luton 2-1.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, Luton. So 0 points for Everton. Your next game is Sheffield.
I think we'll win that one. I think if we are in that kind of situation again, if we haven't managed to pull away, I think the crowd will do the work. And we drew with Sheffield United early in the season, and I see us winning 2-0, and having too much for them.
Okay. Anyone think draw or Sheffield win?
Yeah, I'm going 3-0 Everton for that one.
Okay. Last game of the season?
Oh, Arsenal.
Arsenal, 0 points.
Could be going for the title still, couldn't they? Could go down to the last game. We always lose. And somehow we always have Arsenal away. We lost 5-0 there last year, and I think 4-1 or something the year before. So, yeah, loss.
Anyone think Everton gets something?
No, I think
No.
Arsenal win that one.
Nothing. Okay. So then Everton, and on have 11 points. So
I will
get
take
11
that.
points out of that.
Take that right now.
Um, so having a look at the Premier League table, that's 36 points. So Everton should be safe.
Let's hope.
So fair. 36 points for Everton then. Should be safe. So yeah.
See, Chris has got a question for Rose there in the comments. Chris,
I'll
question
get
there.
that. Yeah. What's your opinion on Jared Braithwaite? Signing
Yeah,
for Carl.
signed him for Carlisle as 1 million. He was too good for us. Yeah, I love him. I think
Great player.
without him, we would be without him and Tarkowski, we would be in the relegation zone for sure. So Jared Braithwaite is a centre back, and we did sign him from Carlisle a few years ago, I think in 2020. And he's in the same mold as John Stones. So obviously we had him a few years ago before he went off to Man City. I'm also really hesitant to talk about him and keep saying how rubbish he is, but no, he's great. Left-footed centre back, composed, quick, reads the game really well, and he's probably most Everton fans' favourite player right now, which says everything about our forward players. He's got a really great career ahead of him. And I'm worried that in the summer, he will be, off to Manchester to go and, can't blame him. But he signed a new long-term contract, so at least we'll get a really, really good fee for him. But seeing as we're still involved with this FFP stuff, he may be the next one that we're forced to sell. And I think we will get something like 80 million. Like, it will be an astronomical fee for him. So. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. Looks good for England as well. A good one for England, I think.
Just being
Right last night, wasn't he?
Yeah. So Rose, I know you need to hop off now. Any place where the people can find you?
If you search Everton Rose on YouTube, you can find me there. Everton Rose on YouTube. I'm not on social media though, so just on YouTube.
Yeah. Just on YouTube, okay. So thank you very much for joining. I'd like to with you.
Nice to meet all of you as well. And on my YouTube channel, if you do want to collaborate, my email is on there. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Rose. Take care.
Yes.
Bye.
Okay. YouTube link is now there in the chat and in the description alongside the rest of the guys. Next, let's move on to Luton. Been an up and down season for you, Tyler.
All right, absolutely. Obviously the first two games we experienced what the Premier League's like, essentially, sloppy mistakes that you can't afford to do at this level. You saw that in the Brighton game. Obviously the Chelsea game, they just, as much as they're not in the greatest moment, they've still got quality players and they showed us, what the Premier League's about. But, as the season's gone on, we've adapted, we've changed our system. Problem a lot of the start of the season was actually putting the ball in the back of the net. Whereas, the defending was good, but now it's sort of the other way around. But it's because of obviously everything that's happened. People say about the injuries for, the so-called bigger clubs, but us, we've got 10 players out. 10 players out, for us, that's, it's difficult to really, try and do much at times, especially obviously the Lockyer situation. He's been out for a while now. Defenders getting injured left, right, and centre. Chio, even for Ireland the other day, got injured. So injuries are just coming all over the place. And we're still doing, we are still doing well. We are competing. There's certain things we're doing which are just, not great. Like a lot of the games, like the Chelsea game, for example, the home game, we concede in early goals, and you can't do that, because then we're making it uphill battle to try and, get back into the games. And it's costing us because we've done it a few times. Man United, Chelsea, like I say, it's been a few other games as well. Aston Villa, I think, was another one. So it's just, that's the thing that is a bit frustrating. But, at the end of the day, for me, as long as we're fighting, come the end of the season and we have something to play for and it's not down and out before, I'll be happy. And like I say, you have got to take stuff into account. Lukonga, who we got on loan, is injured. You can see the impact that's having. Ross Barkley, with how sensational he's been, another thing is he's been playing in a more defensive sort of midfield role, and we all know he's more attacking, and it just makes me feel, when he does actually have that luxury to go forward, he's going to be even better than he is now, in my opinion. So we shall see. We shall see what goes on, but yeah, uphill is the best way to put it, up and down, for sure.
Yeah. Anyone want to add anything there?
Well, as I said before, when I spoke to you before, Tyler, haven't I? About I think you're the best team of the ones that come up, Burnley and Sheffield United and all that. I think you're the best ones, and you've got more about you than they have. Because the thing with Burnley, they played the same way they did as they were in the Championship. They were playing in the Championship, and you can't do that when you come up. Okay, yeah, I know they beat us. Yeah, okay. But they're still playing that same way, and they've been found wanting generally this season because of that. Sheffield United just haven't got it. They just failing all the time. But I think you lot have got a good lot about you. You got some good signings, shrewd signings. Barkley, what a signing of the season. Quality player. He should be playing for England, no doubt about it. How he didn't get in that England squad, I don't know. But and then you've got all the others. Mengi, what a player, defender he is as well. Hell of a defender. Goalie, Kaminsky, man, I'm jealous. I wish I had that. I wish we had Kaminsky, man. Instead of this bloody buffoon we got in goal at the moment, man. We'd be doing loads better, man. I think what I'm saying, it's shame about Lockyer, but I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's okay. And he got through all that. Big up to him and his family and everything. So that's great to see. But I think you're actually good. You get goals as well. The only thing is you've been conceding a lot lately is the problem.
Yeah.
But you're always gonna do well if you score goals. If you're not scoring, that's when you got to worry.
Yeah.
So as long as you're still scoring goals, I think you're going to stay up. I kept saying that, and I've said it to you before, and said it to other people, Stepsy, whatever. You're definitely going to stay up. So yeah.
Brad, you got anything to add on Luton?
Honestly, I just find it. If we weren't in this relegation battle with you, I'd be backing you all the way to stay up because it's amazing that you're even in the Premier League, and that's not even like patronising. Like what your journey has been is been incredible. So it's been really, really refreshing to see a team not have to spend much money or have much money come up and compete like you have, and even if you at times have been outclassed or have struggled, you've never really given in any game. Like you've been losing heavily at times, and then you've managed to claw back a draw. So, I think fair play to Luton. I know your form's been a bit off of late, and you've got some tough games coming up. But I still feel you've got enough in you to really make a good go of it, and especially with us and Everton having points off, that's got to give you a good chance, I think, of staying up. So. Yeah, I've got a lot of credit for Luton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people say that. Some people question for you, Tyler. If Luton go down, would you say you're one of the favourites to come back up, especially with the addition of the parachute payments?
I would say we should be in and around the top 6 again. Like we was the last 2 seasons before we actually did go up. I feel you know, you also look at the teams that went down this season, for example. You know, you look how they're all, you know, up and around there. You know, I know Leicester are having a bit of their moment at the moment, but I still expect them to go up. You know, obviously Leeds are up there, like I was saying. Southampton are, you know, in and around the playoffs. So I think we will be, you know, in that top six, and that's where I, you know, would want to be really. You know, if we were anywhere else, maybe a bit lower, I wouldn't be too disheartened. But then again, I feel we need to try and capitalise. You know, if we were to go down and come back up, and make sure this time round it's, you know, better if it, you know, obviously if we didn't stay up. So
Yeah. Comparing Luton to Sheffield United and Burnley, yeah,
Yeah.
loads apart. Yeah, that game was definitely a shock. Shock to the system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think
Definitely.
defensive mistakes for Luton.
Sky Sports start crying.
Sam Bilakonga, yeah, he's done well this season. I think just injuries hurt him. That's the only problem. Really. Yeah, but wasn't always like that. Wasn't always like that. But there.
Yes, Stephen, you were the first one to say it. We know that. Yeah.
So yeah. But let's have a look at your fixtures coming up.
You got us very soon, I believe.
yeah, we do. Yeah.
Tottenham, Arsenal, we'll do them in one.
Yeah.
How much do you reckon we get any points from
It
that?
goes to what I said earlier. You know, Tottenham and Arsenal. Arsenal, I definitely can't see us getting anything, because even if Lukonga is available, you know, we can't play him. You know, because obviously he's on loan at Arsenal. So can't see anything at Arsenal. You know, they're chasing for the title as well. You know, so I can't see anything there. Tottenham, I think we'll lose, but I think it will be a bit of a closer game than people think. You know, I do believe that. I do think we will give them a game, but I do think they will, you know, win at the end of the day. So yeah, nothing out of them two games.
Okay. Anyone think they get a point from Tottenham, maybe? Or Arsenal?
I'm going for a few goals there. I'm going to say 3-2 Spurs there. I think there's going to be a few goals there.
I think you can get a point against Spurs. I don't know. Brad?
I'd probably have to agree that you'd probably lose both of those. And I do think you got a better chance against Spurs than Arsenal. I think if you're at home, you could get something from one of those, but I think away it's a real ask.
Yeah. And then you got Bournemouth again. Revenge. You want revenge, eh?
Yeah, exactly. You know, for me, it needs to. Obviously, it depends on the injuries at that moment. You know, if we have Elijah back or for etc. But you know, you look at. Obviously, it's hard to replicate that, but I feel we need to sort of approach it like we did when we beat Brighton 4-0, in the sense of just go at them early on. You know, we did it at their ground and we were 3-0 up. You know, what our problem is the way we approached the second half. You know, we were still doing. You know, we were still trying to go for goals. We didn't need to do that. You know, we're 3-0 up. Let's approach it in a way. Let's have more players in midfield. You know, not necessarily sit back, but let's just have more cover, you know, in the midfield, because it's technically two in midfield. So, you know, I feel we just need to go at them, you know, get them goals. We know we can do it. You know, like I say, you look at that Brighton game, for example. So, you know, go at them, try and get some early goals. Then, you know, sort of not sit back, but, you know, chill out a little bit and don't go to get more goals when it's not needed, type of thing. So I'm going to say we win that. I'm going to say we bounce back, get revenge, beat them.
Okay. No one else think the same? How can they do? Brad?
Yeah, I'm never going to be wanting revenge, aren't they? But yeah, I can see that.
Bournemouth.
Yeah, against Bournemouth. Yeah, I think it. I think it is. I could see them getting a win there. I actually could. I think they'll be up for it.
Okay, a win. Steve.
Yeah, I'm going Luton to win there. Yeah,
Okay.
3-1. I'm going 3-1 Luton.
And looking at, we got Everton. We already said a win there. So that's 6 points. Luton Brentford at
There you
Kenilworth
go.
Road.
You go on,
Tyler,
Tyler.
you go first.
To be honest, a couple of weeks ago, me personally, I'd have been nervous going into this like a lot because you know
Not now.
you
Not
look at the
now.
game. You look at the game ever since like I've proper, been a lot more invested into football, and that sort of thing. We've always struggled against Brentford. Always, I think of the 7-0 a couple of seasons ago. I remember I went into school and I was getting rinsed by my cousin, who's a Brentford fan. Obviously the game this season, 3-1, which didn't turn up until the last
No,
15
he didn't.
minutes. And I think even a couple of years ago, it's 3-0 at Kenilworth Road in the Championship or something like that. So, based on that, I wasn't confident. But now, the more I see Brentford, week in, week out, they have these weird results, like say, obviously losing to Burnley and Sheffield United. I have a bit more confidence. And again, it goes back to what I said earlier in the sense of we haven't, I said at the start of the season, we will beat one of these, big six, top six teams, whatever you want to call them, at home. And we didn't. We got close to it at certain times, but now we need to capitalise on it. And these games are, teams that are going to be around us. So we need to try and get them points. So for me, I'm gonna say we do it narrowly, tight game, but we do it narrowly.
Okay.
Yeah. I am more worried this time, because we just haven't been at it this season. I'm so disappointed with our season, and there's something wrong. I wish I could hit the nail on the head, but I just can't at the moment. What is so wrong with our team? But problem is we got rid of Raya, top keeper, and we got a bad keeper in replacement, so that hasn't helped. But there you go. And our defence has gone to pot. Lost me, lost Pinnock, all out. We've got Collins and whatever. I know he makes mistakes still at times. He's decent, Collins. I rate him. But he is making mistakes, which ain't good. Of course, losing Rico Henry. What a total bummer that was. Losing him for the whole season. And getting Reggie on in, who we thought was going to be a good replacement. Yeah, right. Look what happened to him. But, a lot of people are saying Rawslef is really good. I still don't rate the guy. I don't see nothing about him. I just think we've just got no backbone now at the back. It's just gone to pot. And I think Luton could take advantage of that. I really do. But, I mean, the thing is they didn't turn up before, like Tyler just said. They didn't turn up. But this time, they could really, really do us this time. The only thing is, there is slight positives I've got is Mbomo's back. And we needed him. We need somebody like that up front, more threat, a bit more pace. And he links well with Tony. That if they can click again, and it's due to happen at some stage. So, we're going to give some team a beating, I think. I think I'd love it to be United. I'd love us to beat United. That'd be amazing. But if not, sorry, Luton, I'd love it to be you because it's gonna come at some stage. So whether it be against you lot, I don't know. Stephen, he's put us to win. What? 3-1. Right, okay.
I don't. Maybe it means like 3-1 against you. I don't know, but
well,
yeah.
he's saying
Oh,
we put Brentford 3-1.
so Steve,
But
you've
anyway,
gone with
yeah, sorry, I know. I'll just finish off quickly now. Sorry about that. But yeah. So I think I'm going to go with what Ty said. I think they'll win it narrowly, maybe 2-1.
Okay, right.
I'll go a draw there. I think
Draw.
it could go either way.
Yeah, I'm also thinking a draw. Might have to leave it up to the chat. Yeah, I'll put a poll up. Then Wolves away. Ty.
Yeah, Wolves. It's interesting because, like I said, we've seen in recent weeks. You look at the FA Cup game. They weren't great, but throughout the season in the Premier League, they've been really good. I'd say O'Neill's definitely up there for manager of the season. He's got to be. The way he's transformed. I remember when he first came in, Wolves fans were
Mm.
not too happy with it. To be honest, and
Great manager, O'Neill.
yeah, no, absolutely, and it's difficult. It's going to be a difficult game. We got a little glimpse, I guess you could say, in pre-season because obviously we were adapting. For us to see what it's like against Premier League side. Drew 0-0, did have our chances, did get in behind them at times. Obviously, we drew 1-1 with them at Kenilworth Road. Very unlucky not to win that, in my opinion. But Wolves away, I would take a draw at their ground. But I don't know. It's a game that could go either way. But right now, I'd say a draw.
Draw. I think it depends on the injuries. I'll go draw in that one. Red.
Yeah, Wolves have been a bit weird. They've been very good for quite a while now, but they've had the odd shaky result. So maybe a draw is possible. But I think it'd be a tight one. But I think Wolves might just nick that one. I'll go a Wolves win.
Wolves win. Steve.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Wolves will just win it. I think they're a good team. They're going for Europe, of course. So, yeah, I think they just get it. Tight one.
Okay, so we will leave that up to the chat again, because we've gone the same. West Ham away. Of course, this is a family battle for you, Tyler. Go ahead.
No, absolutely. I said that's going to be loving it if they win this game. I mean, I do think they'll win either way, but it could be tighter in a way of depending on if they get far in Europe. I feel because they might obviously rotate a little bit. Because if they beat Leverkusen, for me, they've got a very good chance. Leverkusen beaten unbeaten all season. Obviously the only other team I'd really say they got proper watch out for is Liverpool. So if they were to beat them, it could benefit us in a way that they might not win. Maybe like what people think, but either way, I still think they'll win. I look at certain players they've got. Kudos, for example. What a signing that was for them. I just feel players like that could be the difference in that game. But just quickly on that game, like I said earlier, hopefully it's one of them by, we're still playing for something. That's what I want it to be. I don't want to go there because, it's decent ground in my opinion. Underrated ground to go to. I don't want to go there and have nothing to play for, sort of thing. So, yeah, I'll say West Ham narrowly win that one.
Okay. West Ham won. Yeah, might be still in Europe.
Is it away?
They're in Europa League, right? So let's check. When's the semi-finals of Europa League? Second leg might be is on the 9th of May. So if they do get past Leverkusen, they will play the second leg of the semi-final on the 9th of May, and then they have you guys. Oh, sorry, 11th of May. Maybe Europe has an effect. I doubt it because I don't think they get to the semis. Maybe. Yeah, I'll go West Ham one.
I agree.
You agree, Steve?
Yeah, I'm going West Ham. Yeah.
West Ham. Okay. So yeah, and then Fulham, last game of the season at Kenilworth Road. Ty?
Do you know what? Like I say, hopefully we're still, in it. And I think it could, if we are, and I've said it numerous times before, it could be like when we played Reading, but obviously that was to get in the playoffs. I think it could be a game sort of like that, but obviously to stay up. Hopefully by then as well, Fulham mid-table, nothing to play for. It's going to be interesting. I mean, the last time they come to Kenilworth Road, I did go to that game. It's 1-1, and that was when they were high flying in the Championship. We're very unlucky not to win that, to be quite honest with you. So sometimes them history things, do come into play. I think, they do struggle, when they come to Kenilworth Road a few times. And again, that could be massive, like I say. So for me, like I say, Fulham mid-table then could be a draw, but because how high the stakes could be for us, and I feel it could be a all or nothing sort of game, I'm going to say we win it.
Won it. Okay. I don't know. You guys reckon Luton get a win? Right, Steve?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a Luton win, actually. Yeah, I think there could be a few goals in. I'm going to go 3-2 Luton here.
3-2 Luton.
I think if it really comes down to it, if Luton have to win, and Fulham, they've been great. They've beat Man United recently, as we said, and they've beaten Spurs, but they also then lost to Bournemouth, I think it was, and they lost to teams that you wouldn't expect, right after a good result. So they've been a bit up and down, Fulham. Very good side, but I do think if Luton have to produce, they probably will there. So obviously we don't know the situation yet, but I'm actually going to say Luton win there.
Okay. Luton win. So Tal also said Luton won. So that does put Luton on 12 points. And people have gone with the poll saying Luton get a draw away at Wolves, which means they are on 13 points, which gives them 35 points. 1 point behind Everton. Now, Steve.
Yeah.
You guys are on 26 points.
Yeah.
You only need 6 points to stay up. We will get to that, but at the moment, you only need 6 points to stay up. But
yeah, sounds easy.
Otherwise, looking if you do get 6 points, it looks like Forest are going down. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But Steve, before
Still
we get
not a
to
great
your
season for us. Yeah, where do I start? It's going to take a while, this one. No, but I mean, looks a decent start to the season. Looked decent, not too bad. But I think there were certain warning signs there. I think we should have beat Spurs, really. They came back against us. I can't believe that one. I think we had that. I think Spurs were shaky, and yet they still managed to get a draw against us. But then we sort of went on got a few wins and a few draws, of course. But then we started looking. I think it was looking shaky at one stage then, and then of course the injuries hit as well. Had some really bad injuries this season, and we ain't got the cover. We ain't got the big cover like some of the big teams. We ain't got the replacements there. We just haven't. And, our backbone, we had Ben Mee, Ethan Pinnock, who were the mainstays last 2 or 3 seasons, have been immense and, hard to get through. And I always say Rico Henry's a massive miss. He's a fantastic left back, Brilliant. I think he would have played for England if he could stay fit. I really do. But then again, it's Southgate in charge, so probably not. But anyway, Rawsleth, a lot of people said he's been improved. I can't see it. I don't think he's that great. I prefer another right back instead of him. And the goalie Flecken, well, from Raya to this, well, that's chalk and cheese, isn't it? It's just, he's nothing, man, Flecken. I know he got a clean sheet the other day against Scotland, but then that's Scotland, isn't it? So, but for Netherlands, yeah, exactly, Chris. What's wrong with Brentford? I wish I knew, mate. Thomas Frank, tactics been found out. Yeah, goals drying up. Yeah, Bomo coming back. That's the only good thing. We got Bomo back now. If he can click with Tony, we could go on a mad run again, getting goals. But just will it happen? I think Tony's gone missing as well lately. I know he scored for England. Great for him. I mean, brilliant for him playing for England and scoring. Brilliant. But I just wish he could come back to us and start scoring again. And we know what's happened with that. He was out for ages with that ban and the betting and the slagging us off, which weren't good. But I still back him as a player. He's still our player until he goes, but he will go in the summer. Where he goes, we don't know. But, we are looking, we are going to replace him. So the big thing is if we stay up, which I think we can. As Hanno says, we do maybe need 6 points, but yeah, I still think with all the stuff going on with Forest and Everton and Sheffield United and Burnley are all down, really. So that's going to save us, maybe. But at the end of the day, I still think we should be fighting, and still we can't rely on that. And the fight has gone. The sting has gone this season for us. It really has, I wish I knew where it's gone, but we just don't look like we want to be here at times. I don't get it because from battling out and getting going 1-on-1 with the big guys, the giants of the Premiership. We were beating these guys at times, beating these teams. The United's 4-0 and Chelsea and everything. Sorry, Hanno, but Chelsea,
You're so
and all that. And but we were beating these big teams, man. And I don't know what's happened now. Frank's playing the same tactics. I don't get why is he not changing it. He used to do that. He used to be so proactive, and now he's not doing it. Has he got too comfortable in the job? And I'm for one, I spoke out saying, well, maybe he should go. Do we give him till the end of the season and see what he does? And next season, if we get all these players we're talking about, we're linked with, get them in. Jonathan David, what a signing! That would be if we could get him. If that could happen. But I'd take Sammy Schmodic from Blackburn. We're linked with him, and apparently our scout has seen him play a lot. We're taking Josh Sargent from Norwich. Play any of those, We need strikers. We need somebody to put the ball in the back of the net. So, but equally, we do need other midfielders. We need defenders. But I'd take any of them, and it'll make us better next season if we stay here, which I think we will. I'm not saying cocky or bragging. I think we will just about stay here, but we've got to do better next season because this is not the Brentford I've supported for so long. It's not now. And, I know a lot of the other Brentford fans have said, oh, look, we're a nice team. We're a nice, friendly community side. It don't matter. We don't want to win nothing. But, at the end of the day, we do. We want to be in the Premiership. We want to stay. That's our trophy, But anyway, rant over. Sorry, guys. Let's get on with it. Sorry about that, but I feel strongly.
I think it's been. I don't know if it's maybe it's almost like second season syndrome, but this time it's third season syndrome. Like putting all the hard work and energy, staying up, and then setting yourselves, and now just lack a bit of energy, especially Thomas Frank seems out of ideas from my point of view. It's maybe just there's no energy really in the whole Brentford. Um, just everyone Brentford on the pitch. It seems like um, I don't know Reds and Tyler, your guys' thoughts on this whole thing with Brentford and Thomas Frank.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know as much as Brentford fans do, but it just definitely feel a bit like what we were saying there, that the feel good factor might have gone, or the buzz seems to have gone from Brentford. It just doesn't seem to feel quite the same as it did the 2 seasons before in the Premier League. And I thought Ivan Toney coming back would have been like a real boost, and obviously he came back against us and he scored, but it seems to have dried up a little bit since then. And I know you've got a lot of injuries as well, which doesn't help. And losing David Raya as well, Thomas Frank might not be up to it anymore, as we were saying. I think there's a lot going on. I think you'll be okay with safety, but I do feel it's maybe you need a slight reset in the summer or something, because it's not quite there, is it?
No.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Everything.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think they need to have a bit of a reset in the summer. Obviously, like I said, Tony coming back, I thought that would be, a difference as well. To push them away from where they sort of are, sort of thing. Like obviously they're not in it as much, obviously, like the others, but there's still a couple bad results, and you never know, sort of thing. But yeah, it's interesting. I also look at last season. Wasn't you a game or 2 games off Europe?
Yeah,
something like that.
Exactly. Yeah,
in Europe, and
that's how far we dropped from there.
Yeah,
to going here.
And then it's from what you're saying, it sounds like some of the standards from certain fans. It's just not. It just doesn't sound great. If you're nearly getting Europe, why don't you try and capitalise on it and get Europe?
Yeah.
Again, it's even if it is, the Conference League or whatever, it'd be sick. It'd be sick to be in, and go and win that, or have a good chance.
What do we want to achieve, man? That's what I'm trying to. I'm thinking, are we wanting to achieve that? We nearly got Europe. Why are we suddenly going away from that now? Why are we, gone down?
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly.
man. Carry on. Sorry about that.
And it is one of them, obviously, the Ivan Toney stuff, he will be gone. And I think maybe, in a way that could benefit you guys, in a way that you could just, sort of look at other options and get them other options in, obviously, like you said, Schmodics, that's another one, we've been rumoured quite heavily with, but that's more so for us. That's if we stay up, more so for us. I've heard he's our number one if we do stay up, but if we don't, then I think he will go to you guys. And he is a good player, yeah, he's a very good player. But one thing I will say, if you do have a penalty, do not put him on it, because that's the only thing that he's not great at. But other than that, he's...
He's not a tiny replacement in that respect.
Yeah. But let's have a look at Brentford's games. As I've said,
do we have to? It's going to be hard.
Having a look at the Premier League table, you guys have 26 points. We calculated for us to finish on 31 points. So let's see if we can get 6 points.
Do you have to put that Burnley result up again, Tano? Do you have to put that Burnley result up? I don't want to see that.
I'll try to see it away, but
yeah, please. Yeah, that would be good.
Cheers, man. But yeah, Brentford, United.
Oh no. Man United. I don't think they're the team they used to be, United, but that doesn't mean to say I don't think they're not going to beat us. Because I just think, if we were like we were last season, the season before, I think we had a real chance against United. I know we're at home as well, so you'd think that gives us an advantage, but we've lost, I think, 7 at home now. I think it's 6 or 7 we've lost at home. So it's not really been a real fortress for us this season. So I'd love to say we'll win it, but I don't know. could we get a point? I might just go for a 1-1. You know, try and get
1-0,
us. We get a point. So
maybe.
not confident, but
Um, you did well against them in the reverse fixture. You are just unlucky to not
yeah,
put the ball
injury
in back
time.
of
Yeah,
the net.
don't remind me of that. Then they got bloody McTominay got 2, didn't he? But yes, yeah.
Yeah. Um. I reckon United scrape it again 2-1. United win for me. Tyler, Reds.
Yeah, I'd have to go for Man United, to be honest. I think Brentford could give them a game, but I do think United probably win that.
I see it being glimpses of when Man United went to Villa and the type of game that it might be. You know, where Brentford, you know, they think, you know, they have a moment. They're like, "Ooh, might get something," and then United might get a goal in like the last 10 minutes or whatever it was. You know, I could see that. So I'm going to say a narrow win for United, 2-1.
Okay. Brighton against Brentford.
Cool. They're not easy either. I mean, we haven't had very good results against them, but I just wait. You know, I just think, you know, we're gonna have somebody who's gonna turn up eventually for us. And Bomo, Tony, you know, we got the players there who can do it. But will they click and, you know, come to the party? I would hope so. You know, I feel we can beat Brighton. It's possible. I'm going to go 2-1 Brentford.
Brentford. This game is on the 3rd of April, on the Wednesday. Did Brighton get knocked out?
Yeah, they're out of Europe. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're out of Europe. Oh. Okay. 4-1 against Roma. I don't know. I reckon you get a draw. In this one. You guys think a draw win?
I mean, Brighton are not in the best form. Neither are Brentford, but I'd probably say a draw. I think Brentford could win that, but I'll go a draw.
Draw. Okay. Yeah. Tyler, that's
I'm
you.
gonna say Brentford win this game. The problem with Brighton is, again, they're another one of them teams. You know, when they're at home, it's difficult not to back them to get a result. You know, but away this season, I haven't really rated them that much. You know, away from home, if I'm being honest. So I think that is a game Brentford can win, and I think they will. So
yeah, they had an up and down season, Brighton, really,
yeah.
didn't they? At the moment, yeah.
True, definitely true. So, Steve, you went for Brentford win.
I want us to beat them, yeah. For us to beat them 2-1.
Right. Then we'll let the chat decide that one. Where is this? At Brentford. So, next game, Villa away.
Defeat. Lose there. It's Villa.
Okay.
Yeah,
Move
3-1 Villa, probably,
Okay.
something like that.
I've got to agree with you.
Yeah, I also think really. What's your next game? What's your next
United,
game?
I think.
Sheffield United.
Well, we got to get revenge here. We lost to Leeds, believe it or not, 1-0. Yeah, I'm a little bit more confident with this one. Because I think we was without a lot of good big players at the time against Sheffield United. We was without Tony, of course, and Bomo and whatever. So, yeah, I think we've got a good chance now. And Vissa, of course, can't forget Vissa. So, yeah, I'm going to go 3-0 Brentford for this one.
Brentford. Yeah, I expect Brentford to win this one. Anyone think Sheffield get something?
No, Brentford win, I think.
Yeah, agree.
Look, Orestia, shamelessly backing Ten Apple.
Yeah, or it's come
At
on,
least my manager doesn't put 2 defensive lines against Liverpool. Just saying.
man.
2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew Oris would pipe up eventually.
Luton, Brentford, we already said that's a loss. So you've got 3 points.
Yeah,
Oh.
right, Luton to win, didn't I? Yeah.
Well, you will have 6 points now because the chat has backed you to beat Brighton. So 6 points for you.
Yeah.
Everton, we said a draw in that one.
Yeah, draw. Yeah.
Sorry, a loss. A loss.
Did I? Oh, I thought I
We
put a
said a
draw there. I
loss.
don't know.
Most of us when we done that game.
Oh, yeah.
Fulham.
Another tough one. It can be. But we're at home again. We've got to have a good run again at some stage here. I think, we just, we've had so many defeats now, and it's about time we got going back in the right direction. So, yeah, I think we'd do it. It's going to be close 2-1, the Bees here.
I'm going to go for a draw. Yeah.
I could see a draw. I know Brentford won the first game. I seem to remember you won that one.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
So you could definitely win if you could win the away game. But like we said, Fulham are a pretty good side. But I think I'll say a draw.
Draw. Yeah, it is at Brentford, so it's a home game for them. Let's see. Tyler.
Yeah, interesting one. Obviously, like derby, isn't it? As well. It's difficult. Again, I'm thinking a draw, but then I'm thinking Brentford might nick it, and beat them again. So I'm actually going to go. Sorry, Hanno, but I'm going to say a Brentford win to make it difficult. So you got to do another poll. But yeah, I'm going to go. Let's say Brentford win.
Fair enough. Okay. Bournemouth away.
Yeah, not going to be easy. I think Bournemouth can be a tough place to go to at times. So, I'm going to go. I still think we could get a draw. I'm going to go 1-1.
Draw. Nah, it's away. Don't say.
Yeah, I still think we can get a draw though somehow.
Bournemouth one for me. You guys.
I think Bournemouth win that as well. To be honest.
Bournemouth one.
Sorry to make it difficult, but I am going with a draw as well. I think I could see like a 2-2 draw. I could see there being goals.
Steve, what did you say?
I see 1-1 for this. So yeah.
Come on, Steve. Just say. Okay, we'll do that game in a sec. Brentford versus Fulham up now. Last game, Newcastle at home.
Depends what kind of way Newcastle are in, what state they're in, and what they're doing, isn't it? But I mean, we are at home. It's always going to be tough against Newcastle, of course. I think we lost. What was the score last time? I think we played up at Newcastle. We lost to them, I think, but can't remember the score. Might have been 1 or 2-0 or something.
1-0. I remember that game. It's 1-0 to Newcastle.
Yeah. I'd like to say we could beat them, though. I mean, I don't think we have beaten Newcastle since we've been in the Premier, but yeah, I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Brentford here.
Oh. I'm going to go another draw. You two guys,
I'm gonna
turn
make
it
it.
off.
I'm gonna make it interesting. I think Brentford. I don't know. I think they could get something from that, but Newcastle have been very weird this season. Their form has been all over the place, but I just feel Newcastle might win that.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think Newcastle might edge it.
Okay. Um. Okay, Newcastle. Reds. You said
I
Brentford,
said I said Newcastle win.
Newcastle. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, then Steve said Brentford win. I said draw.
Yeah.
So that one's fine. Be up, Jamie. Be up yourself.
Jamie.
Unfortunately, we have ruled your team out. Unfortunately, but um, yeah. So you've got a draw against Fulham. That's 7 points, and then it's that Bournemouth one we need to do us whole bounce. But Brentford have basically stayed up.
Hmm.
Doing the maths. Is it
It's not a
away?
great season though. I still don't like this season, but we stay
Well,
up. We
yeah.
get hopefully better next season. Hopefully.
I was you at least stay up currently worth 2 points.
Hmm.
So it's not the best, but yeah. So unfortunately, Rods, if everything goes like we have said it would, unfortunately
Hmm.
you do get you do go down. Um, but
I've
it
always
isn't always planned.
I've always
Um,
preferred Preston. It's fine, no problem.
yeah. What did we say for the Bournemouth Brentford game? Was it a draw and Brentford win or Bournemouth?
Yeah, I put us
Bournemouth.
to win. Yeah, Bees to win. But I know what you guys had. I can't remember now. But
I had a draw. Yeah,
oh yeah, the
We had
draw.
a
Yeah.
draw. Reds had a Bournemouth win, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so we go Bournemouth win,
Hmm.
uh, or draw. I think it was. Um, so yeah, just enough. Um, so yeah, yeah, Luton do have also soon,
Yeah,
and I know
tough
Tadasat
one,
looking
eh?
forward to it. But that Tottenham game is the big one. I think if you can get a point against Tottenham, which isn't impossible. We have seen
Yeah.
teams go there
Mm.
and get something. So yeah, four votes there. So draw in that one. So well, just straight away, and already 5 votes draw. So 1 point. That's 8 points. So Brentford and on how many points? 54 points. So
I would say
Brentford
that.
Brentford end on 34 points. So that would mean Everton 36, Luton 35, Brentford 34, and Forest 31. So that can't, of course, we won't know what happens. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, but I would love Everton to go down. Because I said they would go down. To be fair, so can get that prediction right. Mind it. But I wouldn't mind Forest going down because they always beat us. So it's an extra 3 points. It's a extra 3 points. Yeah,
Yeah.
at least. Um, so yeah, but thank you guys for joining. I see the guys coming in now. But be up yourselves. We're about to end it. Yeah, the links of the guys are in the chat now and also in the description. Yeah, yes, but everyone beats us,
Cheers, guys.
unfortunately. Yeah. Be up yourselves. Red, where can people find you?
Yeah, just my name here, Rads. Just do Nottingham Forest related content if you couldn't tell. So please come over and subscribe. And what I'm sure is going to be very, very tense end to the season. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Tyler.
Yeah, obviously, like you can see there, that's probably the first time I've actually pointed and I've actually got it in the right position there. But yeah, T Boys TV. Obviously, it's been a bit quieter on the channel because obviously the international break. Posted a few shorts over the last couple of days, but back on Friday, me and my dad obviously with the Hat Show to preview that massive game against Tottenham, and then we will do it again on the week against Arsenal. So yeah, thank you again, Hanno, mate, for bringing me on.
Yeah. Thank you for hopping on, Steve.
Yeah, Mr. B for Life 182, Mr. B Hive Football Chat. Yeah, thanks for having me on here, and to the other lads there, Rads and Tyler. Cheers for that, guys. That's been brilliant. And you can see I've got loads of content out. I had debate show earlier on, which was really good with Stephen. He was on there, and Oris came on, and Ollie as well. So that was really interesting. That was good, talking about the international teams. I know you was on there, Hanno, briefly in the live chat or something at one stage. But yeah, it was quite interesting. So check that out on my cricket channel as well. Mr. B Chats England Cricket. That's going quite well as well. So go and all check the content out. And I've obviously got a review or preview, obviously, for the United one. Going on others, Rich Sports and all that tomorrow. I'm going on his one to preview that. And Oris, of course. And I might even do my own preview for it as well. So there's a lot coming up. And but anyway, thanks, guys. Hope you keep following me and supporting me and keep hitting the likes and subbing. I'm still on 102. I'm not 101, sorry. I'm jumping the gun, but 101. So please, please keep subbing. Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining. Yeah. As for my content planned, tomorrow I am hoping to get out. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday, so hoping to get out the championship predictions. Of course, that it's all taking place on Friday, and Premier League will be Friday. And might organize a watch along tomorrow to cricket, and then Friday maybe a championship watch along, organize something like that. Definitely not. Definitely not.
In the bunker.
So yeah, but take care, everyone. Yeah, great show. Thank you there, Chris and Josephine. Socials in the description and they're on the ticker if you want to follow me on there, and then we'll be back very soon. Yeah. Whatever. But yeah, everyone. See you. Wait, before I go, sorry. 5 minutes time. Sophia Stokes football. Catch me there. Underrated Premier League 11. We're doing that soon. We'll put the link. Yeah, you guys know Sophia Talks Football. Just search it up. Forgot I'm going there now. So yeah. I just heard that Chris coming. But we'll end it on there. Bye everyone. See you all in a bit. Cheers.